let's test the sound and see what happens. I want to hear if everything's alright. It probably is, but I have to check. Just one moment. Okay. Now we should have sound, I think. Yes, there we are. Sorry for the delay. I have two units, one PC and one Xbox. I'm flying on the Xbox and recording on the PC, and I need to have the know that the sound is alright. Okay, now we'll start up the engines then. I prepared, so I have the ATC ready for takeoff. And let's see if this one works as it should then. It does. And the primer, there it goes. We try to port the engine. And running the propellers and primer, and it will start, I hope. There it starts. Okay. Now I have to activate the heading bug on the HUD up left there. I have a heading bug. See if it can move. Yes, it moves. You can see it move there at west 300 degrees. I would like to have. See? Heading 300 and the bug is there. That is very convenient when you have when you switch on the heading on the autopilot later on. Okay, let's go then. As far as I know, yes, there is the markers. We're going to runway 12. don't know why we had to go that way, because this is the right way. Okay, this is all right now. That was a detour, you know. But it's a simulator, it's not real. And also here is the detour. I take this way instead. Why go the troublesome way when you can go the simple way and start break here instead? Stockholm Tower. And I'm going to depart west. Don't know what's happened to my mouse, but there you're. Depart west.
Stockholm Tower, Sierra Echo Charlie Foxtrot Papa ready at runway 12, west departure.
Sierra Echo Charlie Foxtrot Papa, QNH 1009er west departure approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Charlie Foxtrot Papa.
And this is something I don't like. I have to calculate the pressure because it's not the European international standard, it's the American standards. 1009 is 29.79. Okay. 29.79. There we are. So let's go then. Give it some trim. You'll need that when I have to deal with the autopilot later on. And release the brakes, of course. There we are. I prefer not to lock the tail wheel because it's so sensitive on crosswinds, so I will just take off. See, it's already trying to tease me. And there we are. Up with the gears and positive rate to climb, I hope. And I guess we'll have to go
Charlie Foxtrot
right.
Papa, continue for west departure.
Okay.
Stockholm Tower, Sierra
I think
Echo
there was
Charlie
left, but
Foxtrot
I'll go
Papa.
right.
Continue for west departure.
Here we are. Now we'll try to put on this one, the autopilot and heading. There we are, and we'll still have concentrated climb. And if I'm doing it right now, it will stabilize here, and then we have to look for the nav line, navigation, and we'll have to put heading on right a little bit. My English is terrible today. There was so much to do. Okay. When I'm ready and we are on course and we are stabilized on the nav course, I will talk a bit more about the engine, about the aeroplane. I mean, let's hope this will do then. And I want 2,600. Let's hope this will do then. Hopefully
Charlie Foxtrot Papa, leaving my airspace.
we'll turn on
Frequency
the
change
nav
approved.
course. Let's see if it works. Does it work? I'm not sure. It didn't. I think it didn't. Let's see. No.
Charlie Foxtrot Papa, acknowledge last transmission.
Yes, I'm coming.
Stockholm Tower, Sierra Echo, Charlie Foxtrot Papa. Frequency change.
I'm going a bit fast here. This is better. The trouble is to intercept the nav course and get it right, but I'll make a try now. Probably have to go a bit more to the left. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we're on our way. I don't know why the autopilots are this moody. Sometimes they work perfectly and sometimes they don't work at all. Come on. I want some nav course. Let's see if it comes. If it turns now. It should. But I'm not sure it does. Oh. No, it doesn't. I did one flight without recording and everything went just perfect. But when you start recording, everything goes wrong. Let's make another try. If it doesn't work, I just go along. But I would like to have it working. Okay, we're getting about 14 minutes left. So if I do it like this, it is nearing, I think. Messages. Let's see if we can make it now. Well, this airplane is the Swedish Daisy. It was constructed in 1943 and started off at the Army Air Force, or US Army Air Force. And make another try. Let's see if I just turn off the autopilot and turn it on again. If it works then. It might do. But I'm not sure. Okay. Yes, 43 it was. And it was in the Army Air Force, 12th Air Force, I think, in Algeria. Then it came to England, 9th Air Force, and it was participating in the D-Day invasion Operation Overlord as a C-47, of course. After the war it came to Canada Air, converted to a DC-3, and then it came to Norway, DNL, the Norwegian company, and then it was sold to, and it merged to SAS. Oh no! Now I know what's wrong. I always forget this. This autopilot doesn't do that like the other ones. There we are. It works. I forgot that. It starts on VLOC. Every other autopilot starts on GPS, but this one starts on VLOC. I forget that. Okay, now now we have dealt with that and it's working. Okay. Yes, we were in Sweden, SAS. and for a while for SAS, and then it turned to Swedish registration from Norwegian and to Linjeflyg, the domestic airline in Sweden. Then it doesn't exist anymore. And they had it, I think, into the 50s when the Convair 440 came and replaced this engine, and it was sold to the Swedish Air Force and converted back to a C-47 military version. And then in the 80s, I think, it was sold to Flygande Veteraner, the flying veterans, a bunch of old gentlemen who are good pilots and mechanics and take care of this engine. It was based on Bromma. We restarted now. Could have been a start in the SAS regime or in the Linjeflyg regime, or even for Flygande Veteraner. But they had to move after a while to Västerås, where we are going now, and they belong to the Air Museum in Västerås, where they have some fine models of different airplanes. And Daisy flies around Europe on different air shows, and if you're a member of in Flygande Veteraner, you can book a trip if you're in the right place, and if you're a member, you can book a trip and come along as a passenger. Of course, if you're a pilot or a mechanic, you can join the staff and try to learn this engine. And there also are some air hostesses, some veteran air hostesses who take care of the passengers, safety regulations and so on. So that's it. And on the 70th anniversary of the D-Day, 70th anniversary of the D-Day, this plane was converted back to the paratrooper C-47 and was flying among a lot of all other C-47s, dropping parachuters in Normandy to celebrate that anniversary. And that was a sight. I mean, tens and tens of C-47 dropping parachutes. That was really a sight. And now it's, of course, is converted back to the passenger version again. But she still has the freight door, so you can use it. It's possible to use it as a freighter, but she is a passenger plane now, and she has the old SAS painting and the old registration from Linjeflyg. Okay, now it's time to land, I think. Nearest airport. Oh dear. We'll have to reduce the speed. I've been waffling so much, so we're almost there. I think I'll make it. Then we have Västerås, ESOW, and we have the tower and a full stop landing. There we are.
Stairs Tower, Sierra Echo Charlie Foxtrot Papa is 15 miles northeast, 2000, with Quebec to land.
Sierra Echo Charlie Foxtrot Papa, Fosteras Tower, QNH 1009er, make straight in runway 19er.
Make straight in runway 19er, Charlie Foxtrot Papa.
I have to check the chart. It's 108.3. .3. One moment, here we are. .3 and switch and go back to the right view, and she's following the course. I will take this away. I will gear down and one notch, first notch of flaps, and when we are on the glide slope I will switch over to V-lock and approach. So let's see if it works. Almost there. Actually, I don't think the real Swedish Daisy has this kind of autopilot. I think she has the old one. But anyway. And there you have the other airfield, Johannesburg, that's the Flying Club airfield. Okay, there we have the okay. Let's switch to V-lock now. And approach. Let's see if everything works. I'm going a bit slow, so I have to speed it up a bit so I get higher on. Okay, this is working very well. Now we have the glides. We are on the localizer, and soon we will be on the glide slope. Not that bad. I'm a bit low because I will come on the glide slope anyway. Here you see Västerås AB. It's not an airbase anymore. It's Stockholm. It's Stockholm Västerås or Hässlö. There we are. I get this one away so I can see the glide where I have the glide slope. There it is. There we have the glide slope. Okay. Now we can reduce the speed and reduce the props. Okay, approach and glide slope. Now I'll just put the view a bit to the right so I can see a little better. Reduce the speed so we go over that little red mark here there when we're lower in speed than that.
Charlie Foxtrot Papa, wind 22 tree at 9er, clear to land runway 19er.
Clear to land runway 19er, Charlie Foxtrot Papa.
Now we can take notch 2 and notch 3 and keep it over at 84 knots or more. This seems to work very well. Oh yes, this works very well. I forgot the cold flaps, they're on full, that doesn't matter. We'll know that it's not overheating anyway. And there is one notch left, I think. A few more notch. There we are on full flaps. Almost we were. A little bit more throttle. So we don't go too low. What kind of wind do you have? 223, okay. Well, a bit of crosswind then. I release the autopilot soon. There. Two white and two red. Let's hope we can keep it that way. A little bit of adjusting. Now I'm a bit too high. Let's keep it lower. There we are. There we go. Oh, I think this was one of the best landings I've ever made with this one. Oh, oh.
Charlie Foxtrot Papa. Exit runway when able.
It's the brakes. Oh, it was a good landing, but I was tampering with the brakes a bit. Okay. Let's go to the right then, and to the museum. I did.
Charlie Foxtrot Papa. Turn next taxiway.
I did tamper too much with the brakes because I wanted to slow down to this taxiway. Because this
Charlie
is the taxiway.
Foxtrot Papa. Contact ground on 130.605.
This is taxiway to the museum. Okay, let's see if it works now. Didn't work before. Ground handoff.
Going to 130.605. Charlie Foxtrot Papa.
And it didn't work. Okay. There's something wrong with the ground handoff here. So we just go where we like then. On the right there you have the terminal for Västerås, where the domestic commercial planes land, and some charters too. And here we have the museum. I think I'll stay here. There's a bit more space here. Well, that's the museum, where you can try a simulator. We'll stay here, okay, beside the fuel tank. Yes. Looks like it wants me somewhere else. Yes, it wants me out on the runway again. Well, here we are. Let's stop the engines. And go outside. There she is. And it's very easy to do the pre-flight check. It's just mark the rudders and the ailerons and so on, and the tires and the gears, and then you're done. And also the landing gear in that landing gear back there too. Okay. Well, I made the flight. The ATC didn't work properly because I should have had a gate here. For some reason that doesn't work. I tried several times before. I think if I have would have turned back to the terminal, maybe it would have worked up there with the terminals. Okay, let's call it for today and see if I can make another video later on.